Hey guys, it's Deb Joyce Meek from Delight of My Art, and I am sharing today with you a tutorial to make a gift wallet, which should be perfect for Father's Day coming up, and maybe for graduation gifts would be also a great possibility. So I have made this little wallet, and I did actually get the inspiration from an older video on YouTube. I think it's about 13 years old, from Dannie. Hussey, I'm not exactly sure how to say her name, but I have her name on the sheet here that I'll show you in a minute with the cutting directions. So I wanted to give her credit for sure, but here is the wallet. Isn't that cute? And I just put a little tag on the front, and then it opens up and there's all sorts of little pockets in there. You can fit real life size business cards in there, but we made our own here. And you can fit cash or a check into the big pocket. So let's put one together. Let's get stamping. Let me turn this camera down just a moment. Alright, so the colors that we're using today are Cinnamon Cider, Early Espresso, and Memento Black ink. And here are the cutting directions. So if you want to take a snapshot of this on your screen, I have my ordering code up here. If you'd like to place an order with me, I would certainly appreciate it. But here are the directions for the gift card wallet and the pieces that you're going to need. So you're going to need Cinnamon Cider in these sizes. So we've got a 9 by 3.5, and then we're going to score it at 4 7/16 and 4 9/16. So that'll be here and here, really close to the middle. And then we're going to round all the corners on that piece. And then you're going to need a piece that's 8.5 by 3 1/4. So very similar to this piece, only just a little bit smaller. See? So that's going to fit right in there, and we're just going to score this one right in half at 4 1/4, and we're not going to round the corners on that one. And you're going to need 2 of the larger pockets at 4 3/16 by 2, and 2 of the smaller pockets, same width, 4 3/16 by 1 inch. And then you're going to need some business size card inserts. Those are 3.5 by 2, and I just have a variety of different colors here. And then, of course, the credit to the cutting directions on this go to Dannie Hussey. She had a YouTube video about 13 years ago, so a lot of the products that she used are not available anymore, so I thought I'd recreate this because it was such a great idea. So let's go ahead and round the corners on this largest piece, making sure I do have the largest piece. Okay. Hello, Becky. Yeah, I thought this would be a good manly project. I actually have a girly wallet coming up after this one, so that'll be our next project that I'm going to show. So I thought this one was kind of manly-ish, and we need a girly wallet too, so that'll be fun. So I've got all the corners rounded on that. And then we've got all of our pieces here. So what we're going to have to do with this is sponge some color on. And I like to use our new blending brushes. So this is a very soft bristled brush. And I'm also going to be using one of our sponge daubers to get the edges. I guess we could use this, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to get out same color ink pad as the cardstock that I'm using, and it does just add a little bit darker to it. And then we're going to also sponge on top of that just a little bit of Early Espresso just to give it a little depth. I should have done maybe a few of these beforehand, but if you're watching the replay, you can fast forward this part. Alright, so I'm going to take my rounded corner piece. You know what, let's score this first. We're going to score these 2 pieces before we start sponging, because we actually want to sponge the seams too. So I'm just gonna bring this in right on top here. Get my cutter blade out of the way so that we have our scoring blade. And again, this bigger piece with the rounded corners is scored at 4 7/16. So that's just before the 4.5. And then 4 9/16, which is just that little tick mark after the 4.5. So you can see that the score lines there are really close together. And then this piece is just scored right in half at 4 1/4. Okay, now we're all set. We don't need the trimmer anymore. Okay, so we've got our pieces here. I'm gonna take my sponge dauber and get my ink out and just get the edges of it. And it's okay if you go a little bit, into the center. We're gonna be sponging this color on the inside as well, but we want the edges kind of nice and dark. It just makes it look kind of leathery. So just keep dabbing. Once you run out of ink, you just dab it in again. So if you're watching later on the replay, I'd love a comment. And if you're watching live, I'd love a comment too. And if you're watching on YouTube later, again, leave me a comment or tell me what you think. Who would you give this to? What would you put inside? Now I've got a couple different stamp sets to play with for this particular wallet, and I'll show you what I did on the inserts, the little cards, the business size cards that I put on the other one. I haven't shown anybody the insides yet, but I thought it turned out really cute. So I'll show you in a minute after we get this all sponged. It's been a rainy day today. Oh, it got kind of dark there. That's okay, I'm just gonna spread it out. No big deal. I'm gonna fold on these two score lines gently because they're really close together, so I don't want to rip it. And I'm gonna get this edge over here. So this will be the outside of the wallet, and I can have either one of these be the front because we haven't put any tags or anything on there so far. So I'll just look when I'm done and see which side I like the best, and that will be the front. And we actually also need to do the inside of this because as you can see the edges of the bigger piece on both sides. So I think this is the only one that we'll need to do both sides, but you don't need to do the center of it as much. When you open up the wallet, this will be the inside, so maybe we'll just do a little bit of, this side right here. But just a little bit here on the edges. This is basically the whole project, is sponging the edges. I love this color for this. The older video, this is one of our in colors from last year, and so this is a brand new color, but I think it looks really nice and leathery, this color. So that's a fun addition to this project. Our baby chicks are, we've got some eggs that we're hatching in an incubator, and they are due to hatch tomorrow. So I just went over to take a peek at them to see if they were making any noises or anything. Right before we did hatch our very first eggs about 4 weeks ago, they hatched. They take 3 weeks to incubate and you know, from start to finish, from when they're laid to hatching a baby is 3 weeks, is crazy fast. Okay, I'm gonna push this to the side. I'm just gonna sponge it with this same cinnamon cider. I'm gonna dot it off just a little bit so it's not leaving an oval size mark on here. And then I'm just gonna sponge in from the side. So this just kind of softens what we just did. Oh, the baby chicks. Okay, so we did our very first set 4 weeks ago. And you could hear the babies chirping before they hatched. Like you could hear them in the shell, which was so cool. And so I just was over there just to see if I could hear them. I can't hear them yet, so. Hello, Sandy. We're making a gift wallet here. You can see that it's just a nice subtle color with these blending brushes. So if you really wanted to lay down a lot of color, you'd have to do it for a while, but we just want it to be a little bit subtle. And you can see the difference between the uninked cardstock and this wallet here. It does add some character to it. I don't remember which was the outside. This is the outside, so we haven't sponged this one yet. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera. I just realized I could be shaking it. Maybe I'll go a little gentler. So we're also going to sponge on the early espresso here. In a minute, a bit. See, I didn't stamp that one off on the paper first, so it left a little mark, but that's okay because leather sometimes has little marks and stuff on it, so it's fine. So while we have this piece out, let's just add a little bit of the early espresso to it. And I'm kind of trying to leave the middle part a little bit lighter than the edges. Okay, you guys get the idea of that. I'm just gonna do this one really quick. This is the inside, just the edges, so we don't need as much on this one. All right, let's put that one to the side, and we'll do the cinnamon cider edges on the pocket piece. Now this one you don't round the corners. But you don't need to do both sides of this piece. The only way you'd see the other side of this one is if you really stretched that pocket open and took a piece in, or a peek inside. I'm not gonna do it. I don't need to decorate the other side. Okay, and let's do the fold line too. Which will actually be folding this way because this is the inside of the wallet. So let's go ahead and sponge this a little bit. So this is the trick with these blending brushes, is just kind of when you first get your color, you see how bright that is. You just kind of tap it off on your scrap paper and maybe start on your scrap paper and just bring it over your project, and you won't get those harsh lines. Hopefully this is bright enough. Just realized I can't see my video here. And this one actually, we didn't need to do this bottom side. My mistake. We only need to do the top half because all of the rest of it is covered except for the very center. So I'm glad we did the middle part, and we just need to do this top part. So let's go ahead and put some early espresso on there real quick. Okay, that piece can be done, and let's sponge all of these at once. Again, just the one side. Well, while this is open, let's just kind of give these a little wash. It's not changing them too much, but it is kind of adding a little depth. Oh, we got some color variation there. That's an interesting piece of leather. Okay, should be done with this piece. Do our edges. Now again, with these bigger pockets, I am covering up the whole bottom half of those, so I'm only going to do part of these little ones. So about down to there. That'll do. Can't believe the kids are almost done with school this year. The school year seemed to last forever, and yet not. It's over already. Life is like that, isn't it? The days are long and the years are short. So is anybody doing anything fun for Memorial Day this weekend? We are watching baby chicks hatch. So yeah, they should hatch tomorrow, maybe late tomorrow. Maybe on Sunday, I'm not sure. So I'll be posting some baby chick pictures. I have a Smeek Chickies Instagram. If anybody wants to follow that, that's where all the baby pictures will be. And we have some 4-week-old chicks, and they're getting pretty big. And then we've got 9 hens that are a year old, so they're pretty funny too. I was just out in the yard letting the dog out, and they heard me. They love to come running when I go outside because they think I'm going to give them a treat. And seeing hens run is the funniest thing ever. their little squat legs and their big fluffy butts, they're just so funny. I never thought I'd be a chicken mom, but they're so fun. They're pretty easy too, really easy. So the blending here kind of looks a mess to begin with, but with it looking like leather, once you put it together, it looks pretty good. Even though it's not a perfect blending, you don't have to worry about messing it up because all together it's gonna look good. Okay, so now we've got all of these pieces like this, and this is the inside. Okay, I'm gonna put the outside piece away for a second, and we're just gonna glue these pieces. And what you want to do and make sure is line up the corner to the corner on the outside, because this is just a little bit shy of going all the way to the crease, because we want to make sure that it has room to fold here. So when I put the glue on, I'm going to put a thin line of glue all the way on the sides, the whole bottom and the other side, and then put it way in the corner. Hopefully I don't need a new glue, because then I'd have to get up and get one from the closet. Okay, looks good. So again, I'm making sure my sponged side is on the top, so that will show. Just a thin line here. Okay, so now we're going to put that right in the corner. And I'm going to turn my grid paper over so you can see without having all this messy background. Or maybe I won't. No, I taped it down. That'll do. Okay. There, and I can see a little bit better. Okay, and let's take this piece. Again, same thing. So would you use this for graduation or for Father's Day? You could use it as a manly birthday too. Put in a gift card for their favorite bar, or maybe like a fun sporting event or something that they'd like to go to. Some tickets would look cool in there, right? I love the idea of putting like family coupons in the pockets. Maybe get some kids and they can give a little family coupon, like I'm gonna sweep out the garage without being asked, or you know, cheerfully take out the garbage for a week without complaining. I don't know. I just found some tickets, some coupons like that from my daughter. They were in my closet. I think I brought them in here. Where did they go? They were really funny. Anyway, it was, must have been when she was a lot younger, and she's 13 now, so where did those go? They were really funny. I was going to share them. I don't know where they went. Shoot, those were cute. She spelled kitchen funny. She spelled, it said, I will sweep the kitchen, but I think she spelled it C-I-C-H-E-N, something like that. It's like, oh, that's so cute. Like, I'm gonna cash in on this. I'm gonna turn them in now. It's probably like 5 years later. She'll be like, where did these come from? Well, you didn't write an expiration date on your coupon, so I'm gonna use it now. Okay, we've got the pockets here. I'm gonna let that dry before I test the pockets, but they should all be just like the other one there. So let's go ahead and glue this piece in, and then I'll show you the inserts on that one. So gluing this in, you can see that there's a, can't grab this, a gusset here, and there isn't on this center piece. And when you open up the wallet, let's just fold it in here. If you were to hold it here, you'd get a gap here. And so when we're gonna glue it, we're going to glue up to about here and here, and leave a little gap in the middle. And you might notice your wallets kind of do that too, the cloth ones. So, but if we were to glue it here like this, you'd get weird gapping elsewhere. So we want to put this together in a way that it can go all the way closed and all the way open, and not in a weird way. Okay, so we're going to put it here on the edge. Am I in the camera? And over about an inch from the middle. And again, over here. And this should leave enough room for us to put money in. And so this part that doesn't have glue will go on the top. And which side did I want to be my front? I think I want this side to be my front. So I'm going to flip it like this. And I'm going to center that. And we're going to close it onto the center there. So hopefully this is lining up right. That's how I did it before. So when we open it, we got a little glue spillage. Just put my finger there. We have a wallet that can open. I'm not going to pull it because we just glued it, but looks like it scooted just a little bit too low. Let's see if we can move it since it's liquid glue. Just a hair. It still closes within the outside, so I'm not too worried. All right, let me show you, let's put that aside for a second. Let me show you the cute little inserts on this one. So the set that I used mostly is this Whiskey Business set. I don't know if you can see that without this glare, but it's got really cute sayings in it. And both my father-in-law and my husband like to drink whiskey. So I like the sayings in this. It's really cute. Straight up, you're the best. You're top shelf. Sending you an old-fashioned birthday card would be great for a birthday. I'm using these for Father's Day, so I skipped this one, but that would be a great one. So this one, straight up, you're the best. I just lined up this wood piece and just kind of stamped that along like that. I thought that was fun. And I put it in the back because this saying was nice and long and skinny, and so you can still see it when there's a card in front. So this one, again, you could do that one at the top of the card and put it in the back. But I've used some trees from this set right here, Nature's Beauty, and I just stamped off onto some scrap paper and then stamped on the card with those two trees. You do a great job of being a great guy. And that saying is in this set, a good man. So I just kind of pulled from all of my manly-ish sets. So you don't even have to use these two. I felt like this one has a lot of different sayings that could go really cute in a wallet like this. But whatever you have, you can just stamp on anything to go in here. So this one says, your top shelf, and I just stamped the little whiskey glass. And I was going to put this one down here, but I felt like it looks a little bit more realistic if you kind of put it behind. Sometimes we might have like a white card or something in here. Maybe a white card would look better, because sometimes all of the cards in your wallet are a little different colors, and so maybe I should add a white one. Anyway, this one's my favorite. This one is on Early Espresso cardstock, and I used the fox from this Nature's Beauty set. And I gotta get this one out. The ocean, the Whale Done set says, you're kind of a big deal. And so I cut my stamp. I cut off you're kind of a, and I put it next to the fox. You're kind of a fox. And so I embossed it in gold. So I thought that was kind of fun. There's a nice and subtle, I think you're foxy. So I thought that was a fun, different thing to do. So let's go ahead and make one of these little cards. Let's make a white one and see how that looks in here. And I'll show you how to do this part too. Cheers to you. That's also part of this Whiskey Business set. I like how it just fits nice and subtle on the front. I think what I would like to try on this next one is to stamp this behind here, like real subtle, on the leather part. Now I've already put it together. I'm not sure if it's gonna stamp okay. We'll see. It is a little bumpy. Let's do it in the same color so it's really subtle. And let's try it maybe on a scrap piece so I can kind of guess what it's gonna look like before I ruin the thing that I just did. We're just playing around now. Okay, so let me get Oops. I'm just gonna grab a little piece and see what that would look like. Grab this stamp. Put it this way on the block. All right, so how dark is that on there? Do I need to stamp off? I know I didn't sponge this piece, but it'll give me an idea. That kind of looks cool. With a little tag over the top. Let's try it. And what does it look like stamped off? So I already stamped that. Here's what it would look like lighter. Oh, that's really pale. I think we need it more like this. Okay, let's hope I don't screw this up because we've already got all this lumpiness on this side. I should have done this before we glued it together, but I forgot. Okay, so this is about that width. I'm gonna line that up and go for it. Ah, here we go. I hope I didn't screw it up. Oh, it looks good. Oh, good. Phew. I think that's cute. I wasn't able to use that on the inside cards. I was thinking about putting it on one of the cards, but it would be sideways. And I thought it would be weird to have a sideways decanter in the pockets. So this will be cool. All right. Let's do the front piece. This is embossing with gold embossing powder. I'm going to take a anti-static bag and my Versamark stamp pad. And we're going to get the same Cheers to You. That's what I used, yeah. I like that. That's a good Father's Day one. I'm going to get my little block here. Stamp it up in this Versamark. Try to get this straight on camera. That's why I cut such a long piece, so if I did it wrong, I could just scoot over. But that looks good. I don't know if you can even see it, but I can see it. And I like that there's a long tail on here now because I can hold it. So I'm just gonna pour my gold embossing powder. You can use a paper plate for this. I got this at a yard sale. We used to sell them, but we don't anymore. And I'll get my heat tool out here. Oops. I've got my heat tool and I'm going to turn it up to level 2. That's the highest. Sorry for the noise. And I'm just going to heat that until it changes. I love embossing. It's so magical. If you haven't seen embossing, this is so cool. So it heats up the powder until it turns shiny, and then you chase the change. You can see it starting. Oh, it's so magical. So you just kind of go down the line. And it's done. I love embossing. Just give this a snip. And I can use that piece for another one sometime. All right, so that will go. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks really cool. I like it kind of covering up in the middle. I'm just going to put this flat on the wallet. If it were a card, I'd probably put it on dimensionals, but since it's looking more like a wallet, which you'd put in your pocket or something, I don't want to, I mean, they're not going to put this in their pocket, but I'm going to leave it flat on there. That's cute, right? I think it's an improvement. Which one do you like better? All right, so we've got our wallet here, and we've got, so you can see the little gap when you pull it really hard, but that's not going to let anything fall out. We've got a pocket here and here, here and here. So we've got straight up here the best. I don't have to restamp all of these, but let's do a new one that we haven't done. So I'll get all the cards out here. You can kind of see what I've done here. We've got your top shelf, straight up you're the best with some wood. We've got you're kind of a fox embossed in gold. Love it. What were the other ones? Oh, we've got you do a great job of being a great guy. Let's do something else. What else could we do with these? I wonder how I could use this twist. Maybe being a dad is whiskey business. We haven't done that one yet. Maybe let's emboss that one on there. What if we did that in the middle? We could put a twist on both sides. That'll be kind of fun, right? Let's do it. Okay, let's get back out. Let's see, I need this little block, this little block. We need our powder tool. Got our gold embossing, Versamark. Now since I put my finger on here, I want to rub this again. There was something stuck on there. I just don't want my finger to rub all the powder off. That just helps it, the embossing powder not stick to the card where I don't have some sticky ink. Versamark is very sticky ink, which is so fun because you can get things to stick to it. So I'm going to do that there, and this over there. And that is wet, and it stays wet for a while, which is good because I have to find my lid here. Find my lid. I got the gold embossing. Still have some stuck in the tray from before. And again, you can use a paper plate or a folded piece of paper. The nice thing is you can use as much of this as you want because then you just pour. You can fold a piece of paper and kind of scoot it back in there, or find one of these little trays on Amazon or something. I just like how it dumps it back into the container. A lot of people will just put their embossing powder in a little snap top container with a plastic spoon and just kind of spoon it right over the container. So then all the leftovers are already right back in the container. That's pretty clever. All right, let's emboss this one too. Magic time. Now it's already heated up, so it should emboss a little bit faster. Am I in the light? There it goes. Woo! Oh, it's a little hot now. I'm gonna turn it around real quick. Woo! It's blowing away. That's cute, right? Some little twists. All right, so now we've got you're kind of a fox. This is not for my father or father-in-law, this is for my husband. Being a dad is whiskey business. Let's see, what else could we put on this white card? I'll throw a different color in there because these are vanilla ones that I used here. Let's put the birthday one on there. Maybe we can use this as a birthday sometime. So, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. That's cute because I wouldn't know this if I didn't know whiskey, but an old-fashioned is a type of whiskey drink, the name of it. So let's get out our black and let's put this across. Should we put it across the middle or the top? I'm going to put it across the middle because I like these littler, shorter font ones for across the top. This one's a little thick to show behind one of the other ones. So I'm going to put it in the middle and see if we can find another image to kind of stamp off and put on this one. Oh, I like that. Might not even need anything else. Sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. Ooh, what about this? You see this little leafy thing? What if we put that in the corners like that? I'm just thinking on the fly here. How would that look? Let's try it. If I don't like it, I don't need to put it in my wallet thing, right? Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know if it goes perfectly, but I like it. I like it okay. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of different cards we can stick into our wallet. And here's the new one we made with the decanter on the front. I like this one. Okay, so we can put this one in the back so that you just see the words right there. And this one in the back with the words out. I like this one behind there. Let's pull this one up so you can see it a little bit better. Being a dad is risky business. And we'll put this white one in here. That's fun. So then you can put your gift in there or whatever you'd like. So I'm going to push all this aside so we can get one last view of all this. Give this a press maybe. I don't know where my phone folder went. I'm just going to use some scissors. Give this a better press so it stays closed for a picture maybe. Maybe not. This is actually as thick as this little gusset is. That's how much cardstock is in there now. So I'm glad that that is part of the directions to have that little piece there. So I'll do this. All right. Let me know what your favorite little card is there. You can always make this a little bit girlier, but I am going to be making a girly wallet in a couple days, maybe next week Friday, maybe before then. I'm not sure yet, but I hope that you enjoyed this project. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love comments on anything that I make. And if you would like to place an order with me, you can use the house code that's here. And you can just go to delightofmyart.stampinup.net. And I'd sure appreciate if you would like to place an order. And have a fabulous day. Oh, one more thing. There's only a couple days left for the Join Plus promotion. And so if you are looking at the catalog and thinking that you would like to have lots of it, you can get so much of a discount if you join and be part of my team. You don't have to be pressured to do any extra sales or anything, but you do get $155 worth of products of your choice for only $99. So if you think that sounds interesting, feel free to reach out to me and I can answer any of your questions. But have a fabulous weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Bye, guys.